We are professional.
Oh, are we ready for the introduction?
Shall we intro?
I'm ready to go. Are you ready for this?
I don't know. Are we ready?
Welcome, everyone! It's time for PrE3 Episode 2! Nintendo Edition! Featuring Zelda, Metroid, Mario, F-Zero, Pokemon, Splatoon, and many, many more! Titles mentioned may not appear at E3.
I love it. What an excellent introduction.
Well, you were dealing with technical issues, so I decided I'd, type shit out and make it appear like shitty.
Oh, did you type this out? Was that?
That was typed out and prepared. That was a script I read off of. Can you believe it?
That was premeditated. Wow.
I know. If it was murder, I'd be going to prison for a long time.
So we have got some fantastic preparation for this stream. I'm just going to bring up our document that we're both reading off of now for this podcast.
Yeah, are we ready for this? Here we go. Because it's only going to be that.
It's...
And that's not the that's not Sam. That's not the right document.
That's the right document. All we see.
No, that's the. Oh right. Okay. Yeah. We're on Twitch. Can't be going around showing our dicks.
Oh, of course. This year, all we see at E3 is the same Metroid Prime 4 JPEG that we saw in 2017, I want to say. 2017. And it's just that on screen for 45 minutes.
But interlaced with, because we're going to be streaming over the top of it while you're watching it, because you'll be watching it through us. It'll just be me nudging Sam on the internet going, Sam, Metroid Prime 4. Sam. Metroid Prime 4.
It'll be just Metroid Prime 4 and Nintendo fans will still lose their minds.
Yep, it will just be a static image. Oh, there might be some glowy bits in a GIF, but, everyone will be like, what does it mean?
What does it mean? Does it
loop? Is it random? Does it do Morse code? Oh.
Dan,
go on then, Sam, start us off.
Let's ask the big questions. So there are the big 3 games that we know that Nintendo are working on. There's Breath of the Wild 2, there's Metroid Prime 4, there's Splatoon 3. Do we see any of them at this year's E3?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Oh,
Sorry, is this working? Yes.
I should mention...
We're definitely going to see more of Splatoon 3.
I should mention very quickly that I've split our preparation up into games that we know about that might be coming, and then baseless speculation after that. So
what we do.
It's what we do. It's absolutely what we do. So we're going to first talk about what we know about, which is why I spoke about the big 3 games. Breath of the Wild 2, Metroid Prime 4, Splatoon 3. I think we see one of them.
So, I think we see 2. I think we definitely see Splatoon 3. And dependent on which way Nintendo are going to go this year, we see one of the other 2.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the reason why I say that is because we're all aware that it is the Zelda 35 anniversary this year. Did you also know that is the same with Metroid?
The thing is, Nintendo's franchises are so long running that
it'll be everything. Yeah, I know.
It's everything's anniversary. I think is it Donkey Kong's anniversary this year?
Possibly. Yeah. No. I'm sure Donkey Kong was 86.
Yeah, it might be, but they're all clumped together. So in the I think Kirby's year is in the same year as a load of others.
You're right. It is the 40th anniversary of Donkey Kong, the original arcade Donkey Kong.
There we go. So they do all just clump together, the big Nintendo anniversaries. I'm not sure that we see both of them. I'm not sure we see Metroid Prime 4 at this E3. I think it could be a more Zelda-heavy E3.
Definitely. The only thing that I would say that would be that would change that is the big old rumors coming out of Nintendo HQ that the Metroid Prime trilogy on Switch has been finished for about a year now.
Ooh, I hadn't heard that.
Yes, there are rumors flying about the internet, like unbased speculation of people in the know because their dog met another dog that said that, you know, the dog down the road knows that, you know, the owner of the ramen shop, that Shigeru Miyamoto.
My dog's uncle works at Nintendo.
Yeah. I can't remember where I read it, but it was a fairly decent, fairly respected journalist. Sorry. No, it was fairly to the point that Metroid Prime trilogy on Switch is on the way. Just when? One moment.
Bless you.
So, I get the feeling this is going to be a shadow drop.
Maybe. Did you see?
I get the feeling this is going to be a. Oh, by the way, Metroid Prime trilogy on Switch. Out now.
Did you see recently that people who worked at Retro Studios, who were quite high up during the development of Metroid Prime 3, said that that game would be a Herculean task to port to Switch because it's built from the ground up with motion controls, but not just the motion controls like the IR sensor or something like this. It's very specific, like what you have to do in that game. Apparently, because there's so much of it, it would be a complete nightmare. Obviously, that's not confirming or deconfirming anything because they haven't worked at Retro for a long time now, as far as I know. But it's
also
something.
Skyward Sword is coming, which is, I mean, it's probably an easier task with Skyward Sword because it's the HD or whatever they called it, the Wiimotion Plus they used. And it wasn't pointer based, it was gyro based. I don't know. If it doesn't happen, I won't be surprised. If it does happen, I won't be surprised. It's one of those.
Yeah.
But I definitely think we're definitely going to see more of Splatoon 3 because that was the big announcement earlier this year.
So I'd love if Metroid Prime Trilogy happened because I've never really played the Metroid Prime games at all. I've played a bit of 3 and that's it. Splatoon 3, I think it's too far out. I think Splatoon 3 was their get hype moment of last Direct, and I think we won't see any more until it's a few months from release and until they're ready to really market it and push it.
You might be right with that. The Breath of the Wild sequel, I can see definitely closing out the show.
Yeah, that's the thing. Nintendo's closers are either like a big title that we know is coming, or
Metroid Prime 4.
More recently, it's. I feel like it's been something that we've never heard of before.
We weren't expecting, like Splatoon,
like Metroid Prime 4, like Breath of the Wild 2,
like Oxenfree 2.
Like Oxenfree 2 on a little indie direct.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we'll see at least one, probably 2 of those big 3 games.
My bets would be on we see Breath of the Wild 2 this year. I'm a firm believer, maybe not a firm believer, I don't know, but I'm in the camp that feels like Breath of the Wild 2, if it wasn't for the whole pandemic situation, could have been a 2020 game. Could have been the big holiday title for 2020. And because that just slowed everything to a halt, they had to delay it.
Yeah, I get that. Plus, I now own a capture card, so they have to release it so that I can stream it.
Oh my goodness, you with the capture card, I love it.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see you stream more Switch games.
Yeah, because I'm definitely streaming more. Right, I will start streaming more because I have less people telling me not to.
Ah.
Yeah. It's fun when they can work. So, moving on from those big three, have you got anything else to add about that? I don't think you do you?
No, I don't. I think I think in order of likelihood, it's for me Breath of the Wild 2, most likely, Metroid Prime 4, and then Splatoon 3, least likely.
Wow. Okay, I was not going to. I would have said Metroid Prime 4 is less likely than Splatoon, but we'll obviously see some new trailers for the new first-party games that are coming out: Mario Golf Super Rush and Zelda Skyward Sword, which are coming out shortly after E3.
Ooh, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that, because I thought that up until last week, when we got a huge 5 or 6 minute overview trailer for Mario Golf Super Rush, and then we got news about The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD with the amiibo and the Loftwing stuff.
Yeah, that's
they've spoken.
That's caused a bit of a stir.
Oh, the amiibo stuff has caused a big stir, hasn't it?
Yeah, people are reporting on it incorrectly as well. They're saying, "Oh no, fast travel is locked behind an amiibo." No, it's not. What's actually locked behind it is actually easy mode.
Easy mode, do you think?
Because the entire point of the Skyward Sword top and bottom, cloud and planet, is the fact that you load up yourself with your potions and your items and whatever it is you think you're going to need, and then go off and do stuff. And
essentially, that amiibo is a free escape rope.
Essentially,
talking Pokemon terms.
Anywhere in the middle of a dungeon, you can just go, "Oh, I'm going to go back to the cloud. I'm going to go back to the surface." But I do think they'll at least mention them.
They'll definitely mention them. I just think it's interesting that these two that are coming in June and July, coming so close. I felt like those trailers would have been prime for E3. A big old look, this is coming in a couple of weeks. Get excited for it now. And they've chosen not to do that. I think it's a really interesting move. As I say,
what I think it probably is?
Go on.
I think that they planned these videos with that in mind, with these big old, 4 or 5 minute videos, 5, 6 minute videos, and then realised that they want to get the conference down under an hour, and they had to cut content.
I hope that's what it is, and that's
so they're cutting
exciting.
5 or 6 minute videos for like a 30-second. Hey, by the way, this is out next week. Okay, cool. Next.
But isn't that exciting?
Yes.
That if that's what it is, that we're getting a lot of new stuff that we just don't know about yet, potentially.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously going to be a deep dive on. I mean, I say obviously. I'm expecting a deep dive on the new Pokemon, on Diamond and Pearl remakes.
Maybe, yeah. So, I had here the question: do we have any Pokemon news? So, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are releasing later this year. They don't have much info out there yet. As far as I could find, they don't have release dates. Let me know in the Twitch chat if I'm wrong about that. But
they do not have release dates yet. So I think E3 will be when they announce release dates. I also think that they will go into, what's different from these to the previous versions, and, address some of the elephants in the room.
So, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl.
This is a room packed to the walls with elephants.
They weren't well received. I was going to say they got mixed reception. They weren't well received at all by a lot of Pokemon fans. Now, Sword and Shield weren't either, and they sold incredibly.
Oh, it doesn't matter how well received they are still going to sell like hotcakes.
But
it's now on Nintendo to essentially give proof of concept.
Yeah,
It's
true.
down to Nintendo to go, hey, this is what we are doing. This is what is happening with Pokemon. This is what is going to be in the game.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why we've gone this route is for X, Y, and Z. Now, like I said, there are a lot of elephants in this room. You know,
the funny thing is about that though, Nintendo gonna Nintendo, Pokemon Company gonna Pokemon Company. You know, they have done stuff before.
It's not Game Freak, is it?
It's not Game Freak, but it's still Pokemon Company, isn't it? Who
it is, yeah.
I imagine are in charge of a lot of the marketing and many of the top level decisions.
So what I can imagine is that despite the sales and positive reviews of Sword and Shield, the people at the Pokemon Company and Nintendo were not happy with what Game Freak did.
Yeah, and I hope not.
Because that is the only way I can see them justifying outsourcing the remakes.
Yeah.
Okay, Game Freak, you obviously can't deliver a remake and a new game in such a tight period of time. We're going to outsource the remake and allow you to do creative stuff on the new game.
They need longer development cycles, really. Pokemon has become essentially annualized, hasn't it?
Yeah, for all intents and purposes. I mean, since I think the last time there wasn't a Pokemon game was 2010.
So that's
I've said this before, and I'm sure I'm wrong. Actually, I'm sure it was 2015.
Yeah, I'm not sure the exact year, but even when they've missed years, they haven't missed many.
No. And it doesn't help that, obviously Game Freak were developing their own game, which was, incredibly well written. And they were insistent that they were still this tiny indie developer that, doesn't have... we've talked about this before. And essentially, since that, they've moved offices. They have been hiring more people than, I was going to say Amazon, but that's not apt.
No, they've made hires. They've moved offices.
More people than a pub post pandemic.
There we go. That's a good one.
There we go. Yeah, so they've moved offices. They've expanded the team. They've had the remakes of Diamond and Pearl taken away from them because you can tell that was not a Game Freak choice. I
don't know. You never know, do you? You never know what's happened up there.
No, that is not a Game Freak choice. Not without a shadow of a doubt. That is not a Game Freak choice.
Maybe, but the only reason I'd be hesitant to that is because, and let's just slightly shift gears now and move on and talk about Legends Arceus, because that game looks exciting. That game looks like something Game Freak would want to do, I think.
Yes, but I don't think we see anything of Legends.
You don't think we see anything this year of Legends?
No. I never said this year. I said I don't think we see anything at E3. I reckon that'll be if they want to talk about Legends Arceus prior to BDSM releasing, then it'll probably be TGS. It'll probably be Tokyo Game Show.
Yeah, maybe
in September.
They might package these together.
Yeah, I mean,
it's such a strange thing to announce two mainline games for all intents and purposes of the same brand at the same show that are releasing months apart.
Yes. And do you want to know what my main fear is? That Legends Arceus is not going to be the Breath of the Wild Pokemon that we think it's going to be.
Oh, I mean, maybe not. We've only seen a small little tidbit, haven't we?
Yep, we have seen no information. There is a small part of me which makes me think that this is going to be sort of like your mobile sort of collectathon just, I don't know. There's just something at the back of my head which is saying that this is not going to be the title which everybody's already expecting it to be.
You know what? I think it will be, but I think it's going to be a disappointing version of that title. I think it's going to be like a big open world game. I think they've already shown hiding in the grass and just like throwing a Pokeball at a Pokemon from far away without engaging it in battle. They've shown a lot of things like that from just a small little tidbit we've got. I think it's going to be that.
I hope it's going to be that.
I think it might end up being a little bit disappointing in that, it's what we're all asking for, but not a 10 out of 10 version like Breath of the Wild is. I think it's going to be a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 version.
I think it's going to have real frame rate issues.
Yes. Happy to be proven wrong. Absolutely.
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt.
More than happy to be proven wrong.
I would love to be proven wrong. But I think this is going to be a mobile... You know what I mean when I say mobile phone style, don't you?
I think so.
Where it is essentially just a massive cash grab using the license, and essentially it's going to be like, oh yeah, you've caught this Rhydon, but this Rhydon is only a 1-star Rhydon, and really you want a 5-star golden shining Rhydon.
Are you talking about Pokemon Snap?
Sort of.
Take 4 different pictures in 4 different poses. Nope, you can only choose one. Go round again.
But this Rhydon isn't winging up against a tree, so that's only a 3-star. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think about Arceus. I don't think we see it.
Okay. I have a feeling that we do. I think we differ on that. I have a feeling that they package Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl trailer with a Legends Arceus trailer. I don't know which order it's going in. I don't, in this little prediction of mine. But I reckon Legends Arceus will have a new trailer that shows off a few new environments, and then Diamond and Pearl will have a bit of a deep dive.
Yeah. Okay. If it was 15 years ago, I'd say yes, definitely we would see it. And I guarantee that when you buy Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, you get a demo for Arceus in there with it.
Mm-hmm. But
it's not 15 years ago. Now I think it's going to be some sort of shitty cash grab, mobile MMO with just, I don't know. The more I think about it, the less enthused I am about the potential.
I'm excited. I'm staying cautiously optimistic on this one. I'm hyped until we see more.
Yep. Okay.
Should we talk about what we're definitely going to see, which is the next Smash Bros. Character?
Yes.
There's no
definitely.
way they don't reveal a Smash Bros. Character here, is there?
Nah.
The last one revealed was February, which was PrE.
Yep. No, this is going to be... I've
heard one rumor.
Who do we reckon?
I've heard a rumor.
Go on.
And I kind of guessed this as the last character. And then if it wasn't the last character, I thought, oh, they're definitely not coming then. I've heard a rumor about Crash Bandicoot. The voice actor for Crash posted on Instagram a little video or something, and the caption was, "I'm back in the studio with," and then they were with the voice actor for Cortex, and they said something like, "Is it a Crash game? Maybe, maybe not, but we're definitely here together." Interesting. And the reason I thought it could be Crash was because I don't know, is Crash 4 out on Switch yet? The reason I thought it could be Crash was because Crash 4 was imminently due on Switch. Obviously, Crash Bandicoot has had a little bit of a comeback with the Insane Trilogy, and then with Crash 4. I thought this would be the... It is. It's already out. I was going to say this could be the perfect time to market Crash Bandicoot as a character, and what better way to do that than getting him to appear in Smash?
Yeah, okay.
Have you got any guesses?
No, I get that. I really do. I get that thought process. I can tentatively see it happening because obviously Crash is no longer a PlayStation dude.
Oh yeah, he's not been for a long time.
So yeah, I mean that could happen. I honestly have no idea who it could be.
No. In your gut, do you think first party or third party?
I'm just right. Shirley Temple.
It's going to be Shirley Temple, is it?
It's going to be Shirley Temple. Yep.
I think it's going to be Metroid Prime 4.
You think it's going to be Metroid Prime 4? Okay.
Just the logo that we saw at E3 2017, just floating about.
And its final smash is coming soon, TM. Oh wait, no, they need to get permission from Blizzard for that.
So Smash Bros. Definitely come in. We both agree on that, but who knows who it could be. What about a game that we saw earlier this year that was announced earlier this year? Project Triangle Strategy by Square Enix.
Right, you played the demo of this, didn't you?
I did.
What did you think back when you played the demo?
So back when I played the demo, it was a strange one because I was playing it on stream. I found it difficult to stream. There are some games that I find that I can really like enjoy and engage with both the game and the Twitch chat, and like kind of you engage with it in games in a sort of slightly different way on stream, don't you? This one I found it difficult to stream, and I've not gone back to it since off stream. I think the game looked fantastic already. That HD 2D pixel art is wonderful, absolutely wonderful. It seemed like it had some quite interesting systems, like some quite interesting characters that like exploited the grid system in different ways. If I remember, there are some characters with mounts, maybe, and like
it was a very Fire Emblem battle system, wasn't it?
Yes. It was Fire Emblem Octopath.
Yes. So I think we finally see a title announced, and I think it is probably going to be like Octopath Traveler, but I don't think it's going to be Octopath. It'll probably be Tripath Travels, the game 2.0.
Just triangle strategy. Why not?
Describes the game.
It does.
I don't think we see a release date yet. I just think we see a title reveal.
I can imagine, because Square Enix, for Octopath Traveler, yes, they did it for Octopath Traveler, and definitely for Bravely Default 2. They love to put out a lot of stuff. They love to put out several demos, each like with different vertical slices of the game, and they like to first of all keep that interest going. And second of all, I think they say that they're taking fan feedback as well from the demos, don't they? And it heavily influenced development. That's what they said for this one. Because they
have the engine and they have the gameplay and a lot of the systems working. And a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff that they are then doing is expanding the story and expanding the lore and all that.
And
building worlds and bug fixing.
Importantly, just polishing.
Yeah.
Refining systems, and taking what people like into account, taking what people don't like into account.
Yeah. So I think this is probably a next year title, but early next year, so probably Q4.
Yeah, it's confirmed 2022. That's the date on it so far.
Interesting.
As far as I know, anyway. So I wouldn't be surprised. I think we definitely see it, at least in some capacity. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if there was a small demo available. Maybe it's too soon after the other one. Maybe that comes later in the year. But I wouldn't be surprised if we saw 2 or 3 demos for this thing.
Yep.
Another big tentpole title that we know is coming at some point. Bayonetta 3.
Yes, I think they're probably going to open with this.
You think?
I think they're going to open with Bayonetta 3. Nice, big, flashy, good-looking action game.
Mm-hmm.
Attractive female lead. Game that everybody is hyped for.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows is coming and just waiting on a release date, and I think that's what it's going to be. I think it will be like Bayonetta 3, August 2021, blah, 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 blah.
Hideki Kamiya, who is the director of the game, I hope I'm not butchering that pronunciation, said earlier this year, basically to expect some news. He said he's pretty sure there's going to be some news this year. And so, yeah, it's been on the go since 2017, really, hasn't it? I think it was in that first E3 for the Switch's lifeline. You know, we know it's been coming for about 4 years. It'd be the right time to show it and release it. And honestly, it'd be a great game to fill out the sort of August-September slot in Nintendo's lineup.
Yes.
So that's the thing we haven't spoken about. Nintendo have got pretty much a first-party game every month until July, until Skyward Sword.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think we see August, September, October, November, December. Whether they hit a title every month or not, I think we see the...
Well, we know what November's going to be.
Oh yes, November's going to be Pokemon, for sure.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised to see October be Breath of the Wild.
Ooh, that's the thing. Does Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl knock Breath of the Wild 2 out of the holiday spot? I know the Pokemon brand, you immediately go to yes, but I think with these being outsourced, smaller remakes, really, I think Breath of the Wild 2 takes that holiday spot if it's coming this year.
No, I don't think so.
I can see it. Everyone loved Breath of the Wild.
Sorry, I'm just looking at release dates of Zelda titles.
Mm-hmm. To see if any have taken that holiday spot. I mean,
Awakening,
September. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity took it last year. I know Nintendo didn't have all that many things out last year.
You'll actually... No, I don't think we'll see Breath of the Wild 2 this year.
No?
I reckon that'll be March.
Interesting.
5 years on from the original. And also because they've got Skyward Sword HD coming in July, I can't imagine they'd then release another Zelda title within 6 months.
They released the Mario 3D All-Stars collection in September and released Bowser's Fury in February. I know Mario 3D All-Stars was a limited release.
But also, that's Mario.
True.
You know, that's 3 very different games in a pack, and then a 4th game / 5th game that was still very, very different.
Mm-hmm. No, that is true. That is true. You could say the same about Skyward Sword and Breath of the Wild, though.
Yes and no. I get where you're coming from. I just can't see it for Zelda.
Maybe not.
Also, all four of those 5 games were re-releases.
Yes.
You know, it wasn't a remaster and then brand new content. It was remaster.
Mm-hmm.
Tiny bit of DLC.
Tiny little bit of DLC. Oh, but wasn't that DLC brilliant?
Bit of DLC.
Oh, we'll get into Mario later. Yes. The last title I wanted to talk about is just this tiny little indie game called Eastwood that has a bit of a sort of Earthbound sort of style. Have you seen this before?
It was in one of the. I think it was in the Nintendo Direct that we covered.
I think it probably
and yes,
was.
The first thing I thought was, oh crap, it's an Earthbound remaster.
I'm just gonna get the trailer of it up right now because doesn't it look cracking? I hope it's something. I hope it's something that we see. Honestly.
Oh yeah, Star Wars.
Star Wars?
See, there's loads of stuff that was from the previous Nintendo Direct which we just haven't talked about. Like the fact that they announced a load of Star Wars games that we just haven't heard anything about since.
Yeah, but one of them was like a mobile port and stuff like that. Like,
oh, it's a Chucklefish game.
It is a Chucklefish game. Yes. Yes. Yeah, Eastwood looks wonderful. I'm in love with sort of like, it looks almost like not cyberpunk, but like dystopian Last of Us.
Steampunk
Last of Us. Dystopian Last of Us is known as Last of Us. Yeah, a sort of steampunk-esque Last of Us, doesn't it?
Yes, this isn't the title that I thought it was.
Was it not?
No.
No, I love the look of this. If we see this, I will be one happy fella.
Yeah, and I can see us doing so.
Yeah, I can as well. I can see us seeing like a bunch of little indie games that we've never heard of.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I'm looking forward to those because those are always the delights of E3.
Oh, they are. They are. Have you got anything else you want to talk about that we already know is coming?
I get the feeling we're going to see more Assassin's Creed. That's because I've put it as AC. More Animal Crossing content, definitely announced.
Yeah, I've got that in the what we don't know about category because we haven't had any like confirmations of like any more updates or DLC coming. But I agree. I think we're going to see some Animal Crossing updates. There is a rumor floating around about an Animal Crossing New Horizons 2.0 update, and I'm pretty sure. And I heard this on a YouTuber called Arlo. He does a Nintendo news roundup every week. I'm not sure where he got it from, but that's my source. I don't know what his source was. But he's usually quite credible with rumors and stuff. And apparently some things have been data mined, and data miners have found some change coming to the southern shore of the island. And they don't know what that means yet, whether that's like an expansion to the island so you just get a bigger space, whether that's maybe like beach customization somehow, because that's a lot more limited than the rest of the island. I don't know, but it'd be fun to see what that's all about, if it is about anything.
Excellent.
What would you like to see come to New Horizons?
Something that'll entice me back into the game. And Brewster's Cafe.
Brewster's Cafe is a big one. That might entice me back into the game, at least on like a Saturday night.
Oh, I would totally go into Brewster's for a coffee every morning.
Animal Crossing is such a weird one because a lot of like hardcore Animal Crossing fans are now claiming that like the game's a bit devoid of content. And I got over 200 hours in that game. I have not put 100 hours into a game, like triple figures into a game, for years and years, like a decade, I think. And I put over 225 into Animal Crossing New Horizons, and I've still got so much to do, so many bugs and fish to catch, so much I could do with my island.
This is why I don't listen to people that say, it's like people that have like 6,000 hours on a game on Steam, and then they go, it's all right.
2 out of 10.
It doesn't really grab your attention. What are you on about? You've played 6,000 hours, not value for money. You played 6,000 hours!
And that's the thing when you say Animal Crossing's got no content. Like, there are some valid arguments about the game, but I don't think that's one of them.
Yeah. I mean, I can get what they mean in theory, but no. I mean, no. So, shall we move on to what we don't know about?
What we don't know about, absolutely. The first thing I've got written down, Dan.
Here's a hint. Oh, wait, no. One more thing.
Oh, okay.
One more thing!
One more thing.
Oxenfree 2.
Ah, yes. When did Oxenfree 2 say it was releasing?
Didn't.
I didn't.
We had no information. Other than the fact that it's coming.
Well, it'd be nice to see.
It will be nice to see. There we go. That's me covering that.
Love Oxenfree. It'd be nice to see more of the sequel.
Yeah.
So on to section 2. Baseless speculation. What we don't know about.
Yeah.
Zelda anniversary content, Dan.
Yes.
Do we see a Zelda AllStars? Do we see remakes other than Skyward Sword? Do we see Breath of the Wild 2? Do they go all
Breath
out?
Of the Wild 2. I don't think they're going to go all out.
I don't
think there's going to be a Zelda AllStars. I don't think there's going to be any more remakes. As much as I would love a Minish Cap remake or a Zelda Game Boy AllStars, which just bundles all of the Game Boy titles in together in a remastered package, it's not going to happen.
I can see them putting together a Hero of Time collection, let's say, where you get Ocarina and Majora's Mask for a full $60, and it's HD ports of the 3DS versions. They've got those versions that have the upscaled models. They look a lot better than the originals. Straight up, that's the definitive place to play those games, in my opinion. And they're kind of stuck on the 3DS. You know, they put Mario 64 out with Mario 3D All-Stars without any sort of inkling that a Nintendo 64 online service is coming. So
I just don't. I really don't know. I think halfway through the year is a terrible time to announce anniversary content for the year.
I don't know. They did it last year with Mario. Everyone was asking for Mario content, and we didn't get a direct until like September.
True. Very true. Okay, fair enough. I don't know. What I really, really want, and I've already mentioned this, is I want a Zelda Game Boy All-Stars, which contains Minish Cap. It contains Oracle of Seasons and Ages, because they were two different games. And then potentially A Link to the Past, because that was released on the Game Boy, or A Link Between Worlds.
A Link to the Past is a strange one because it's already on the Super Nintendo online service.
Yes, but they could do the
Game Boy version.
The Game Boy version, which had additional stuff, I think.
Maybe. Yeah,
don't know.
They could do.
Essentially, what I'm saying is I want remasters of Oracle of Seasons, Oracle of Ages, and Minish Cap. And I needed another title to chuck in there.
Keep the pixel art graphics. Don't fully remake them, a la Link's Awakening.
Yeah, just give me upscaled HD graphics with an imported lighting engine. Full 16:9.
As I say, for me, if they're doing this, they're doing Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, and then if they brought over Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, they would just be full price.
Yeah.
The only thing, because they were full price on Wii U, and Wii U ports have all been been full price. The only thing stopping me thinking that is that obviously they packaged together 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy for $60. Now they were ports essentially, not remakes.
So do they? So that's a Nintendo 64 game, a GameCube game, and a Wii game.
Mm-hmm.
Do they do that with Zelda, with Ocarina of Time, an N64 game, Wind Waker, a GameCube game, and Twilight Princess, which was a Wii game?
And then they'd have everyone asking then, wouldn't they, where's Zelda Galaxy 2? Sorry, where's Majora's Mask?
Yes. And that's, I think, the problem which they are struggling with, and why we won't see an All-Stars package.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, people were asking that about, Mario.
That's
like,
what I mean,
okay,
yeah.
fine,
Mario Galaxy 2 was clearly missing. So,
yeah, I don't know. At the end of the day, Nintendo's going to Nintendo.
Nintendo's gonna Nintendo. Yep, they never do what anyone's thinking, do they?
No, which is why I think potentially a Metroid anniversary collection
rather
is
than
more
a Zelda
likely.
one. Yeah, maybe,
because they could do an HD re-release of Super Metroid. They could do a release of the Metroid Prime trilogy. I don't know. The more I speak of that, the less likely I think that is as well. I mean, what else are they going to do? They could do Metroid the Other M. Woohoo! That was well received.
Oh, everyone loved Metroid Other. Imagine if that's what they did. That'd be the most Nintendo move.
Oh,
it'd be Metroid as you've never seen it before. Metroid Other M HD.
I know what I want. I know what I want. I want Metroid Prime Hunters.
Oh, that'd be fun. I enjoyed Hunters.
I want Metroid Prime Hunters on my Switch.
I really enjoyed Hunters.
Not only did I enjoy Hunters, I enjoyed the Hunters multiplayer.
I only played it like 2-player with like my cousin, I think, whenever he was around. I didn't play it much online.
Yeah, I did the same with my brother.
It was fun, wasn't it?
Oh, it was great fun. And the story for Hunters is fantastic. Okay. There we go. That's what I want for Metroid Anniversary. Don't give me anything else, Nintendo. I don't want anything else.
Reggie, are you listening?
All those Joy-Cons.
So, more baseless speculation. And this would probably be a, and one more thing moment. The next 3D Mario, Dan.
No, we won't see it this year.
Do you think we see it on Switch at all?
Yes. But I don't think it'll be this year. I think if they're going to announce a Mario game, it'll be a 2D Mario game. Which, honestly, I could see not even being a 2D Mario game and being additional DLC for Super Mario Maker 2.
Maybe, yeah. Do you, No, actually, I think if they do a 2D Mario game, they do a 2D Mario game. Do you know when the last 2D Mario game was, if we don't count the Maker series?
Yeah, it would have been New Super Mario Brothers and Luigi.
New Super Mario Bros.
Wii U.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you know when that was?
About this time into the Wii U's lifespan?
It was 2012.
Wow.
If you don't count the Mario Maker games, we have gone 9 years without a 2D Mario. And it's weird.
I mean,
Mario
We've got why am I doing that? I'm not Google. We've got the Mario vs Donkey Kong remake coming, haven't we?
I've not heard anything about that. I didn't know that was a thing.
Main games. Mario vs Donkey Kong.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I've not heard that was a thing. If it is.
Limited re-release. Okay, that's not it. Maybe I have been smoking something.
Maybe. So I've said this.
I was sure that was a thing, but I've probably dreamt that.
This sort of links in with the 2D Mario stuff. Yeah, this definitely links in with the 2D Mario stuff. So I've said for a while, I love when Nintendo does these weird indie partnerships, third-party partnerships, like Cadence of Hyrule, like Hyrule Warriors, and they've been very willing to do it with Zelda, with those two titles. Cadence of Hyrule, at least in terms of quality and reception and everything like that, I don't know about sales. In terms of quality, in terms of reception, was a huge success for them. Would Nintendo trust an indie to make a 2D Mario game?
Yes.
Because Yacht Club Games still haven't announced what they're working on. Obviously, they've published stuff, but their in-house development studio, they have not announced anything. And that excites me.
So the reason why I say yes, and why I think that you cannot predict what Nintendo are going to do, is for one reason, and one reason only.
Go on.
Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that came absolutely out of nowhere.
Nowhere.
Absolutely.
Came out of nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. If you had said to me, by the way, there's going to be a Mario XCOM style game featuring the most hated IP in Ubisoft history.
Can you remember when that leaked? The images of, like, Rabid Peach taking a selfie and Rabid Mario and all. Everyone was like, absolutely not. I can't believe this is not going to be real. This is the worst thing.
And then they showed gameplay.
And then they showed the game and the gameplay. Not only did everyone love the gameplay, everyone was charmed by the world, by the characters, by the story. It was so good. They used the Rabbids license so well, somehow.
Not only that, they used the Mario license so well.
Yes.
And that is why I can't say with absolute certainty that they would not trust another developer with a 2D Mario title.
Mm-hmm.
I think if a 2D Mario title, if an indie developer or any developer approached Nintendo and said, "Hey, we have an idea. Here's a proof of concept. We would love to use Mario for this.
Mm-hmm.
Can we?" And it was a good enough proof of concept, good enough idea.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they caught Miyamoto on one of his cocaine Tuesdays. Yeah, it's just... I can't rule anything out.
Yeah, no, you can't at all. Can't rule anything out there at all. And as I say, Yacht Club Games in particular haven't done anything or announced anything that they're developing since Shovel Knight King of Cards came out. Yeah. And they're definitely working on a project, as far as I know. They just haven't announced anything.
In terms of Mario, though, I do think the most likely thing that we're going to see is a second Mario Party title.
Yeah, Super Mario Party 2 would be fun. Strange that they added online multiplayer. I know
I've explained my reasoning to you for that, haven't I?
What's that?
Where it was originally going to be a part of the first one, and then they couldn't get the online codec working, and then all of a sudden they've been working on it for Mario Party 2, and they all of a sudden just clicked and it started to work, and they went, we could just slot this in there, and they went, easy enough, copy, paste, done.
So
Push out.
It's so strange to me, because with that reasoning, the first thing I think is, well, why wouldn't they just not include it for Super Mario Party 1 and then just say, hey, Super Mario Party 2, this time with full online multiplayer, and get everyone on board that way?
So again, I think there's a couple of reasons for this. First of which is the pandemic. Although, to be fair, they should have released it a year before. But I think that's probably because they couldn't get the online functionality working. Also, it's a fantastic way to beta test the server capacities and drive all of the bugs that normally come with an online launch.
You know what could be fun, and I'm not saying it's going to happen, but standalone DLC where you don't need the original Super Mario Party to play it, but you get to the content through Super Mario Party, and they've already got the little hub area. All you need to do is add some boards to it, take away boards if you don't own the base game. Might get complicated. Yep. Jackbox do it, don't they?
Yeah.
For PC.
I mean, that's perfect, pretty much. You know, that's actually what I suggested many moons ago, and you were like, nah, they'll just release a new one if they don't do if they're going to do that. No, I do think DLC just, you know, because it's one of those games where plugging on additional content is the way to go. You know,
it is.
Hey, here you go. It's $2.99 and you get a brand new game board.
But it's
okay,
Nintendo.
I'll pay $2.99 for a new game board.
But it's Nintendo.
But Nintendo are trying to move with the times.
True.
For crying out loud, they have cloud editions of games.
They do, yes. On their, what is quite frankly now a bit of an underpowered home console.
Yeah. Is it? I mean, if they could get the cloud streaming working, which it seems like they have,
then it's not. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The console itself can't run a lot of games now.
No, but they've never needed to.
No, that's true.
I mean, you go and look at Breath of the Wild, and you tell me that doesn't look.
It does
like
look good.
a modern day game. Ignore the frame rate, please.
Ignore the frame rate.
Winku. I don't know. It's Nintendo have never been about graphical prowess. They've always been about style.
Which is why Super Mario Galaxy, a game from 2007, only needed like an upscale to HD, and it looked fantastic.
Yes, because the game design was as such.
Same with Wind Waker. Wind Waker HD looks brilliant.
Yeah.
GameCube game.
Yeah. Speaking of cloud editions, I'm expecting an entire slew of cloud editions now that, you know, they've got a few out that seem to be working pretty well, including probably the Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
Ooh, maybe. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
That would be
I think
fun,
that
wouldn't it?
I think that one would have to be a cloud edition purely because it's 100 gig.
Yes.
And
the Switch has like 32 gig of online onboard storage or something.
Yeah, so it's 100 gig, which even if you break that down into 3, is still larger than the Switch's internal storage.
Dan, I just need the toilet very quickly. Do you want to?
Okay.
Do you want to take a
Whilst he
break?
is gone, I will talk you. Okay, yeah.
Today
we are sponsored by Random Teaspoon on my desk. Don't forget, Random Teaspoon on my desk hangs on your nose if I can do it. See how long you can do this for. Let's see if I can do it until Sam comes back. I can feel it slipping. I know, we failed. My nose was sweaty.
This is impressive. This is really impressive. That spoon is just not budging, is it?
I can feel it slipping.
Can you?
Yeah, just read the chat. I'm sure one of them mentioned, haha, it fell off.
Johnny asks whether we get a Switch Pro reveal. Now,
so
I would say yes, other than the fact that there are all these GPU shortages. Is it silicon that's short, or like semiconductors that there's a shortage of? Any other time, I would have said yes. This is the year that Nintendo do it, but not if they can't meet demand.
No. So we've broadly covered hardware there. It's one of my next. Oh, that Monster Hunter Rise controller. The one which I want to talk about, and I mentioned this in the previous PrE3 video that we did.
Mm-hmm.
Do we see Xbox Game Pass on Switch?
My gut says no.
My gut also says no, but there must be a reason why I'm asking the question.
There must be a reason why you're asking the question. And in the whole Epic versus Apple thing going on right now with Fortnite, documents have come out about Nintendo and Microsoft being in discussions about it. I think. I don't know like whereabouts those discussions got to or anything like that, but
it was an internal memo that just went round saying, because Epic essentially want to put their game store on as many platforms as they possibly can, which is fantastic. You know, it's good. Mm-hmm. You know, they make money, more games available for more people. And I believe it was just an internal memo that went round saying, Nintendo incredibly unlikely. Microsoft also talking ? Or something like that.
Oh, okay.
I'll see if I can find the exact reveal.
It's an interesting one to think about. My point still stands that that it would be both a good get for either Nintendo or Sony to have Game Pass on their machine, but it'd be even better for Microsoft. It'd be Xbox's branding all over their main two competitors' systems, and that's why I don't see it happening.
No, this is new. This is more information than I thought. Okay, so Axios' Stephen Totillo shared documents from the lawsuit which have been heavily redacted by Nintendo, as they, quote, reflect competitively sensitive information about negotiations between Nintendo and Microsoft. The deposition discussed Microsoft's plan to bring xCloud to iOS and expand into other consoles as well. Obviously, no way of knowing what. I mean, looking at the documents, heavily redacted, big old black boxes that say redacted in them. There's no way of knowing what the status of the discussions is. There's no way to know if they are still discussing things. There's no way of knowing that, you know, it could well have just been an email from Bill Gates to Shigeru Miyamoto saying, "Hey, Mario Party ? And Miyamoto going, "New phone, who dis?"
Yeah, it could be absolutely anything, couldn't it? As far as we know, but
the fact that that's happening,
all it confirms is that they were talking about it. But
all of it confirms is that they were talking about something.
Yes.
Got it. I know what it is. Master Chief next in Smash Bros.
Oh!
Heard it here first. What way to promote Halo Infinite?
Why would Gordon Ramsay be in Smash Bros?
The Master Chief, not Master Chef.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Hot dog.
So, Johnny has brought a good point up in chat about a different game where we see a Donkey Kong mention. So there is a strong rumor about an internal team, and it's not just any internal team. It is actually the team who were behind Super Mario Odyssey. There's a strong rumor that they have been working on something Donkey Kong related, and as far as I know, the rumor said that it was a 3D Donkey Kong game, but that part of the rumor might have been speculation because they did Odyssey and it was a 3D platformer.
Yeah. I mean, it would be weird if they went back to a 2D. I mean, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, the original was 7 years ago. Good lord.
Mm-hmm.
And then the port was 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. So the 40th anniversary of Donkey Kong would be, you know, a good point to release a new Donkey Kong game.
Would be.
I don't know. It's been a while, and honestly, Donkey Kong is very hit and miss as to whether or not a console generation gets a game.
Oh yeah, it is. It is. To say it's the OG Nintendo, to say he's kind of the OG Nintendo mascot, he is nowhere near as loved as even someone like Kirby is.
Good lord, how many Donkey Konga games were released?
How many were there?
1, 2, 3. Jungle Beat used the drums. 4?
Yeah, that tracks.
Donkey Konga 3! I did not know Donkey Konga had 2 sequels.
Hey, that drumming platform action, man. And you know, people have beaten Dark Souls with those bongos, so they must be good.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, I mean, I could see Donkey Kong returning. I could also see Kid Icarus returning. F-Zero, you know, probably not, but they pulled Kid Icarus out of nowhere and put him back in there pretty quickly, so could happen with F-Zero.
And then pulled him completely out again, and we haven't seen a game since, like, 2010 or something.
Yeah, but before that, we hadn't seen a game since, like, 1998, so...
So it's going to be every 25 years.
Yeah. Every 25 years, they roll him out again and go, hey, look, we got Kid Icarus, remember?
in that original reveal trail for the 3DS game, he flew in, he looked at the camera and he said, sorry to keep you waiting. So I suppose
that is his catchphrase.
Who's betting to just say, he just says, I kept you waiting again, didn't I?
I'm so unreliable.
Yep. Oh, Kid Icarus. You know, I've got one more out of left field. Not prediction, but thing that I would love to see.
Is it what's currently on screen?
It's not.
I would love to see more of that.
The DC superhero... what was it? DC Superhero Girls High School... something.
Yeah, DC. All I know is it sounds like Persona, but with DC characters.
It seems so ridiculous, doesn't it? The art style is
DC Superhero Girls Team Power.
That's it. The art style.
That's out this month. That's out next week.
The art style looks really off-putting.
We're not going to see that.
No.
We're not going to see that because it's out next week.
No, that's what Nintendo's E3 conference is going to be. Just a Let's Play.
No, because I'm doing a Let's Play of it first.
Reggie's going to be like, pull the conference. Tinkram's doing a Let's Play. No, what I would love to see a Wario game. Whether that's a Wario Land game or a WarioWare game,
I want to see WarioWare Switch.
I would love to see WarioWare Switch. I'd equally love to see a Wario Land game because those are incredible.
Yeah, I suppose it's difficult to do a WarioWare Switch because they've got the Switch Lite, where the Joy-Cons don't come off. But they could just do gyros with the Pro Controller and gyros with the Switch Lite.
That's it. The problem is, what do you do? Do you make it button based like the sort of original ones were? Do you make it touchscreen based like Touched? Do you make it Joy-Con based and do all the Joy-Con stuff? Do all the motion controls with it? Do you do all of it?
Do you know what I want to see?
Do you do all of it?
Yeah.
But
I want to see them do away with the dock.
How?
I want to see them release a combo power HDMI cable that goes into the bottom of a Switch Lite, connects it to the TV.
That'd be nice.
Acknowledge the fact that whilst it's very, very pretty, and I enjoy Nook and the Nooklings staring up at me whenever I'm at work, the dock is a glorified bit of plastic.
It is.
And charging 80 quid for a new one is extortionate.
But it's Nintendo, and Nintendo gone Nintendo.
I know, which means it's probably not going to happen, which means I'm probably not going to be able to play both on my PC screen and on my TV at the same time.
Nope. Absolutely not.
Stupid Nintendo and their stupid sexy games. Their stupid sexy consoles. Have you got anything else to add?
I don't think so.
No.
I think that's quite nicely rounded it up. Other than one more thing we might see, and we keep going with these one more things, don't we? But one more thing we might see is other games coming to Nintendo Switch Online.
Yes.
And in the chat we have Wario Land 4 for Switch, please, which reminded me, yes, we might have Game Boy Advance, we might have Game Boy Color, we might have N64, which is weird.
And they finally figure out what they're going to do with Virtual Console.
We might have retro games somehow appearing on the Switch. Maybe, maybe
Metroid
not.
Prime 4. That's a retro title, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, now it is. Now they've shifted developers.
So, I think if I were to summarize our predictions there in a brief statement, if I may use my one, we have absolutely no idea.
No idea. And that's the exciting thing. Like
Nintendo is always a crapshoot with this sort of thing. It's either everything you would expect or absolutely nothing. There's no middle ground. They could turn around and say, "Hey, we have developed computer trees that will not only give oxygen into the atmosphere, but also play Nintendo 64 titles. Here you go."
Listen, like I said, I expected this E3 to heavily feature Mario Golf Super Rush and Skyward Sword, since they were, they're the games they're gonna try and market. And then they dropped big old trailers, and not just little 30-second ones. No, big old 5 or 6 minute trailers. For those
Things
games
that you would have expected from E3.
They announced a new amiibo, which is very much a Zelda amiibo, which is very much an E3 thing. I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows?
Who knows?
Right,
I am excited.
Before we go, there's one more thing that we might have forgotten.
Go on.
Metroid Prime 4.
Oh yeah, Metroid Prime 4. How could we forget? Yeah, that's definitely coming at some point in the next 20 years. YouTube people, thank you very much. This has been wonderful. Always enjoy
Twitch
recording.
People, not really. Why are you here?
No, we talked to them afterwards.
Go away. Go away. Go on. Sod off, Twitch people. Go to YouTube. YouTube's a better platform. We're not allowed to say that on Twitch, so I'm going to get Sam's channel cancelled.
Yeah. Don't say that. YouTube people, watch live there in the description, because we're going to do these, every Monday? Or definitely regularly anyway.
considering the last one was a Saturday. Yeah, every Monday. Why not? That's definitely us.
Oh, I thought last one was a.
Nope.
Oh, I am mistaken.
I think it was a Sunday, actually. I don't know. It was a day of the week.
It certainly was a day of the week. In fact, I can just check now. I can just check when it was.
Bye, YouTube.
See you later, YouTube. Thank you.